like, can you please share some tips for the Indian entrepreneurs to how to become unicorn?
See, entrepreneurship is less about the idea. Anybody can have an idea, but I think what distinguishes entrepreneurship is your mindset. Simple question. You have 20 people working for you. Day 30, day 1, you have to pay salaries. You don't have money in the bank. What will you do? Okay? For 4 months, you've taken enough loans, okay, to build something you believe in. Okay? You're not able to take a salary home. How will you survive? Okay? You go to a meeting, somebody gives you a point where they're not ready to pay you the price. You need money. They're not ready to pay you the value. Okay? They look down upon you. What is the decision you take? You need money. You see, these are the questions entrepreneurship is about. It's very less about an idea. So ideas even GPT will give. Okay?
Exactly.
You don't need somebody to sit down and today make an idea who has experience. I mean, you don't need gray hair to run a company today. Okay? The key here is who are you as a person, I think, is what's more important. For you to prepare yourself for entrepreneurship. And that's a journey there is no shortcut to. Right? You need to get itself, you need to be able to measure your risks. I never say take risks. I say measure your risks first. Right? It's not your risk-taking capability that matters. It's the way you manage your risk that matters. Okay, you never start something to fail, and I think that's the key. So my way to entrepreneurs is learn before you jump in. You would have heard of companies that are, a lot of college students tell me about, sir, I become a dropout. It's much more credible today than completing my graduation. I say no, right? Also depends on where you drop out from. Okay, and why you drop out, right? So I think the crux as students is an opportunity, because I tell you, I started my first company when I was in my second year college, which I successfully exited in 2013, 8 years later, right? It doesn't matter where you start, but I did complete my college too, right? But what's important is you work on yourself and not just merely what you know. Your degrees, none of that's going to help you in entrepreneurship.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sir, in today's generation, we can see that a lot of depressions and lot of risk are there, and we need one mentor to understand that the guy is handling this risk and he is suffering somewhat issue. How AI will help sir in that specific segment, like for an understanding, because everyone are different about their understanding and easy learning.
Thanks. Your intellect is no longer the competition. There was a era where how much you scored guaranteed your success. What was your exam testing you on? Your memory.
Exactly.
Can you remember everything?
No, sir.
Based on which your marks were there. Your marks was a result of primarily your memory. Where is it shifting to today? With AI, because now AI takes care of your memory. Okay, it takes care of intelligence at the time you need it. You don't even, like in the internet era, you have to go search. Today AI will refine it, give it to you, personalize it for you, do whatever you want to do with it, right? So intellect is no longer your edge. Again, the second part of this question is, when you talk about depression, when you talk about all of this, again, this is where I say today, I think generationally it's been there, it's not about just this generation. People's ability to manage themselves is going to be the key again, not anything. And I don't think this is more about external. If somebody really wants the answer to their problems, they will always find one. But sometimes we end up fantasizing a lot of labels of depression. Today a teacher said no, and I'm depressed is the word that people use, and I wonder, do you know the technical meaning of what depression means? Right? No. Do you know the technical meaning of depression? Exactly my point. But we do use the words, right? Because we live at a very surface level without questioning deeper. What does it really mean? I mean, I'm not in any way saying that you won't be depressed, but even if you are, the key concern is to ask help, and for people who really want answers, they always get one.
Exactly.
You will always find mentors. I think it's a journey that you take, right? And it's about you, that you are ready to go down and do that. And this has been there in every generation, okay? And no generation is any new to it. Move away from instant gratification. That's the only thing I say. You want an answer, try and experience that answer rather than finding an answer. There's a difference. Yeah. You meet a girl, you meet a guy. How do you know it's the right guy or the right girl? AI.
No.
See,
Understand
human
your-
comes in, no?
Exactly.
Your human emotion comes in, no?
Yes.
There is a decision making that happens.
Yes.
So I think that is what you need to learn to make your decisions right. Every problem will have a solution then. So forget AI, work on your basics. Yeah.
Sir, thank you so much for the insightful session that you talk about artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence plays a significant role, as you mentioned, in healthcare industry.
Yeah.
So you mentioned about like almost 95% of the operations are done through machines. Rather, 24 hours to 48 hours of surgeon is not required. So can you please tell me about the success rate of performing operations through machines, sir?
See, very simple, yeah. I mean, today any laparoscopic surgery that happens does not happen. You know what a laparoscopic surgery
Exactly.
is? It's a keyhole surgery. You don't open like what it used to. There are multiple advantages to it, right? So one is there is no physical doctor that needs to stand for so long. Second, the incision that happens. I mean, if you go to the benefits, de facto there are multiple. I think the key here to your question is AI will only go down to make the efficiency better, right? It's these parameters because you are able to, because what is AI? Ultimately is data,
Data.
okay? The more data you are exposed to, the better the decision making is going to be,
Okay, sir.
right? So what is the availability of data in any field? And data comes from human interactions. It's always modeled, trained that way. So everything revolves for AI is good data. And wherever data is available, in whatever form the data is available, it makes best sense of it. And its predictions helps us, accelerate, brings the cost down of delivery of, right impact. Because a robot does not eat food. It only takes electricity, right? Much easier to feed, much easier to train. Over a period of time, that means somebody does not have to come to a hospital and wait for, you know how the government hospitals are. Now think about, you don't find good surgeons. Where do you find good surgeons? In private hospitals.
Private hospital.
Expensive. So how do you really solve the problem for somebody who is suffering from something in a tier 3, tier 4 city or a village? Which is where the expertise on data and the AI would come in, right? And I think there are a lot of benefits, but of course, having said that, there are a lot of things to be taken care from a risk factor. But I think those are, because the next, even for students, that's the invitation, right? Today you don't really have to build, but learning AI is a must. Because the world's going to be, that's a language that you need to know, if I were to put it that way. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir, for wonderful
So I have
session.
one last question.
Please go for it.
So my question is like initially how you convince the parents to use parent off?
Oh, that's a question. That's $1 million question, right? There is no easy way to do that. No parent. I mean, you don't go down and talk about AI because nobody talks to an AI. You talk to a GPT, and you trust GPT compared to Google. It's always in comparison to what. Nothing exists in obsolete, right? So AI in comparison to what? Now that's the question where any parent has, right? Why will I trust this? So it's also not that we do AI directly. We don't do chatbots. We don't do anything for. So parents don't have to trust AI. They will still trust a human, right? The human's intelligence and intellect is being matured by the AI engines. So we are an AI-enabled platform rather than directly AI, because I don't believe rather that AI should directly do therapy, right? And the belief stems from there is a lot of emotions that a human is in better control of. A trained human is in better control of than AI would, right? So I think therapy is an area where we work with, which is primarily a human to human relationship. AI enables accuracy and efficiency in the delivery, the experience that the therapist needs. So that's the way we look at it. So I'm never a firm believer that everything needs AI to solve it. No. Yes, in the construction, tomorrow to build, put the bricks and do everything, yes, our AI robot will be doing construction. I do believe by 2040, like how you go to a car showroom, you go to a robot showroom and pick up the robot that you want. It will do a lot of other things, right? Already today, our houses get cleaned by robots. There is a mopper. Everything is a machine either ways, right? You go to construction without a JCB, does that work? Without a crane, does things work? You use tools. Humans have always used tools to do stuff. Right when you were a monkey, we've used tools, right? So AI is just another tool. Nothing great about it. Of course, it has a certain level of data it's trained on, so it is able to much more intelligently perform. Every tool has, for millions of years, we humans have used tools. This is just another tool, so nothing to overstate the joy of AI. And when you get into it to solve a real problem, you will see how to use AI based on the current modalities. How best can you use it is all it is. Yeah, so AI will be part of everything we do. So there is no questions about it for me.
Thank you so much, sir.